Cool. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Bad Beer Reviews. Tonight, I've misplaced the bottle. Tonight we're going to be trying a brew by Jester Brewery out in Texas, and I've been looking forward to this bottle for a very long time. This is El Cedro. Look at the bottle cap as well. I absolutely love it. I love the art style. I love everything about the bottle and the way it looks. If you don't know anything about Jester King, what they do and what they pretty much exclusively do is they do farmhouse ales. They make beers with Brettanomyces and other wild farmhouse strains of yeast, and do that kind of typical Belgian thing, doing the lambic style beers or the slightly soured and different flavoured beers. El Cedro, as you probably guessed, is one that's been aged in cedar barrels with Brettanomyces yeast. Oh God, I've been looking forward to this for so long. It's just everything about it. You know, when you get barrel aged with Brett yeast. And I think it's just a typical kind of saison style ale, and I love saisons. I mean, the list on the back here, they're using Hill Country well water, so they've got their own well in the farm. They're using Cedro and Carapilla malts, organic malted wheat, Millennium Cascade, Columbus, Citra and Simcoe hops, and others based on availability, farmhouse yeast and Brettanomyces as well. Everything about it just sounds... And once again, I've got my favourite fella, don't make me, because it's a big bottle and it clocks in at 8%. Now, I'm desperate to try and keep this bottle cap reasonably in time, so this should pop because the Brett yeast has been in it fermenting away. Oi! Oh! Like so. Oh! It never ceases to amaze me how much they do actually go. It's popped everywhere. So, as I said, that's what happens when you open up a very heavily bottle conditioned beer. You get a four finger head on it. And off the bat, oh, you can... Good lord. It smells of cedar. It smells of a forest straight out of the bottle. I mean, look how much it's gone down in just that much. It's all fluff. It's all fluff. It's brilliant. Right. Oh yeah, that's a proper looks. Oh, mine's even physically... Look. How is that physically possible for a beer to be that? Anyway, this is just the action of these. If you can see, look how thick and full it is as well. The tiniest little thickest bubbles known to man. I love in the colour as well. It's like a pale peachy, almost like a lemon colour. And it's solid, it's so cloudy. I mean, yours will be the same, I assume. I've got a bit lower down, but it's thick. It's like you can't see through it. It's almost like you've got a stout that's just been dyed a peach colour. And as I said, the smell is overpowering. It's all over the kitchen floor as well, but it's still pretty full on. So let's get our noses in, Dom. Let's give it a smell. God, it's the most unusual smell, isn't it, for a beer?
It's so rich in smell.
I think it smells like polish. It smells like it just smells of pine and it smells of cedar. It smells like a cabinet that you've just polished a cedar cabinet, really.
I've licked those cabinets.
Yeah, licked those cabinets. And lemon as well, like lemon pith. It's a really sour lemon smell. Really funky. I've heard people say like Brett gives a leathery smell. I can see how if you get like the smell of leather shoes or something, it has that kind of aroma about it. But it sounds unappetizing when you say that. But it isn't. It smells right. It smells like it should be like that. I just can't shake off how much... It's just pine needles, pine cones, anything to do with forests. It just seems to smell like that. And it smells like I want to drink it and drink a lot of it. So, without further ado, cheers, Dom.
Cheers.
Bottoms up. That tastes almost exactly how it smells. It's so unusual. Being able to taste pine needles. And it's unrelentingly bitter as well. My entire mouth's puckered for it. I mean, what are you getting?
I think I'm a bit of a handicap because I'm still getting that taste of the previous beer, which is like
oh, bless him. I let Dom have a bit of an imperial aged barrel, imperial Scotch ale that's been barrel conditioned in think it was whiskey barrels. So he's still got aftertaste of that coming through. So it looks like I'm so alone in this one. At least maybe by the time it gets to the end of the bottle, you'll have got some flavours in it. But right, in terms of malt body, there's a distinct level, sort of nice sweetness about it, despite all the sour flavours. There's a nice sugary kind of taste to it, very light, almost kind of caramelly flavours. But the main body of it all I'm getting is like it's like eating lemon rind or something like that. Lemon rind and pine oak polish. That's what it tastes like, but in a good way. It sounds horrible when you say it out loud, but I like it.
It's really sweet and refreshing. At least in contrast to that beer.
Yeah. I haven't even spoken about mouthful and body. It's definitely medium body, so it doesn't feel watery in any way, but it feels refreshing. It's not heavy on the palate. The carbonation it kind of touches your tongue and bubbles up, almost like champagne yeast sort of thing. I mean, obviously it bubbled up because it's still all over the floor. And it's what gets me about this is it's actually a hell of a lot more bitter than I thought it was going to be, which kind of leads me back to saying it tastes like lemon pith or pine needles. It's so unusual, it's so floral and in the strangest ways. I'm so used to saying things smell citrusy or grapefruity or spicy, and you know, a traditional English hop spicy and a bit kind of earthy, but this it's the epitome of woodland flavours. And boy, I'm really looking forward to it. It hasn't disappointed. It's one of those beers that it's just, there's no other taste parallel to it. I have never tasted a beer like this, and I can certainly say I enjoy it. But it's just nothing. It's like nothing I've ever compared a beer to. It's fantastic in its own right. It's blooming gorgeous, and I would love to try more beers by Jester King. If they can produce this beer, El Cedro, and it'd be so gobsmackingly different, I'd love to see what others are like. Just on a note as well, what you can maybe just about see in the glass, I can't see on the lens, there's like a lump in the middle of my glass. It's like all the froth kind of leads into a lump in the middle. It's a typical thing you see with carbonation, when you're fermenting with farmhouse yeast. It forms this, what they call like a brain sort of pattern on when it forms bubbles. I know it sounds weird, but if you ever see them fermenting, like an open air fermentation, you get this kind of like brain-like pattern, like all folded and mouldy. It's kind of happened at the top of my glass. I don't think it's happened in yours, but I've got a lot more yeast in mine. So I would probably hazard to say that there's still a lot of yeast action going on in it as well. It is a relatively new bottle, January 2013, so that would explain why it was so damn carbonated as well, because it's very fresh, this. It's only a few months old. Well, if I left it for a good 2-3 years conditioning, you get a lot more flavour from yeast. This one's still got a lot of hop and resin flavour in, so maybe if we'd aged it a bit more, and lacing's lovely as well, it sticks to the side of the glass. But, waffling. I really like this beer. It's so unusual, it's so weird, and I think I want to give it a 9.5 out of 10, because I'm sure there would be something better. I've not tried anything else by Jester King. It's absolutely gorgeous, never tried anything like it before. It's brilliant. It automatically loses 0.5 of a point because now I've got to clean up the kitchen floor as well. But apart from that, it's got no parallel. It has no parallel. I've never tasted anything like it. And that's brilliant. Any thoughts from you, Dom?
On a real trivial note, I just think when you, I don't know how much you saw this, but when you have artwork like this, you really set the bar high, I think, in terms of expectation.
Yeah, it's important to note as well. I know it sounds weird, but the label work is actually, it's very good quality paper as well.
Yeah,
it's like a fantastic quality of labelling. Weirdly enough, it's actually partly green bottled. It's like halfway between a green and a brown bottle. But then again, I'm assuming they wouldn't. A brewery that takes this much effort into making a beer wouldn't have done that. There'd be a reason behind that, I'm sure. Don't know enough about Brett yeast or wildfire mash strains of yeast, unfortunately. But yeah, those are our final thoughts. Like, comment, favourite, subscribe to the videos. Tell me what you think if you've tried Jester King. It's brilliant. You can't get your hands on it in England very easily at all because it's so hard to export from America. They only do such small batches. But please give them a try if you ever see them around, if you see them on a bar or something. And we shall catch you in the next beer reviews. Thank you so much. Cheers.